All right, Amanda from Florida Avenue Brewing Company.
Thanks, Anna. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I came outside because we're getting ready for service. We open every day at 11. So I wanted to start outside just to kind of say hey and show you the front entrance. So I'm kind of just going to go through the whole restaurant as I would as like a first time guest. And then towards the back, we'll get to our event space, and that's where I can answer any questions that you guys might have or along the way. But it does get a little loud when we're setting up. The crew kind of likes to listen to the music kind of loud. So I figured I'd start outside and then bring you guys inside. So we are located in Wesley Chapel, Florida. If any of you have never been out here before, we're about 20 minutes north on 75 from Tampa. So we've been here since October 2020, right in the height of the pandemic. And we renovated this space from a former sports facility complex. So we really needed something to use. We manufacture here, and then we also have an event space. So we needed a building that can kind of, favor to all of our needs. And that was a really difficult task, but we found it and we're here and we're happy. So we're going to bring you inside here. So we're open 7 days a week. We open at 11 every day. When you walk in, you see this beautiful custom host stand. We have a little merch area that we try and keep stocked pretty regularly. And this has some information about our events and all the different offerings that we have up here. And then to our left here, we have a walk-in beer cooler. So this is where you can come and get all your packaged goods. For the most part, everything that we offer in draft, we also offer in package. And we're always running specials. So you want to make sure you join our Brew Perks program to get to know all the different specials that we're offering. Currently, we are distributed all throughout the state of Florida, but obviously it's best at the source. So if you are local or you are able to come by, it's always best to pick up here. So I'm bringing you through the dining room area, or what we refer to as the dining room area. Before we converted this building, this was actually the front entrance to the Sport and Field gym training facility. So this used to be the front entrance. And this over here was the front desk. So this is sort of where we host more of like our intimate reservations. You could see it's a little bit, I guess, a little fancier than the rest of the tap room, you could say. Still TVs, we still consider ourselves to be a bar, tap room first and foremost, but we, in this area in particular, we wanted to make sure that we had a little bit upper scale in terms of dining in the area. So that's the dining room. This is our tap room. This is definitely where happy hour is every day at 3 o'clock. Big bar here. We have over 16 taps. So your freshest draft is right here. Have a little sitting area over here. Semi-open kitchen back there. And if you're familiar with Wesley Chapel, you know that this is definitely a family-friendly place. Families come out here to sort of get away from the limitations of the bigger cities. Tampa is becoming a bigger city, if you haven't noticed. And so here we have some games for the kids and for the big kids too, that we rent from Larry Parkade. I'll take a peek in the brewery today and kind of see if there's anything going on in there today, but we do offer tours. It's going to be pretty loud in here, sorry. But we do offer tours every Saturday. You can get that information on our website. I highly recommend the tour. I am going to mute for a second because I think it is pretty loud, but I'll kind of just show you guys around real quick. So when we have weddings, especially where the couple is hosting their ceremony and reception here, we do bring the couple in here if they want for some unique custom pictures. So here's like a great spot that some photographers get some good shots in. Usually the way it's been working out with the weddings that we've done so far, usually one of the two or maybe both are very, very big into craft beer. So this is definitely a highlight of their day. And we have the canning line back here. Looks like they are doing some canning today, which is why it's extra loud. Okay, so now we're going to make our way kind of back towards our event space.
Amanda, we had a
And the whole-
question. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt.
No,
Someone
that's
wanted to know, are these public spaces part of the event space that couples have access to for their event, such as cocktail hour? So like the front restaurant, can couples ever kind of maybe reserve any of that for cocktail hour, or do you use the front area strictly more for your everyday patrons?
So you'll see as we get back here, we have a dedicated space for all of those types of events. So the front part of the restaurant is really more for public use. Unless of course your budget can lend itself to a venue buyout, and then, you know, obviously everything's private at that point. But no, we stick to the event space in the back, which is where I'm about to get to. But of course, between ceremony and reception, if you want to take some photos, or even if you want to come a little bit early, if you're not nervous about before the ceremony and take some pictures around the restaurant or in the brewery, that's fine. It's not closed off and private. I hope that was the question.
I believe that it did. Thanks.
Okay, good. Okay, so back here is our event space and our events wing. This is Brewers Hall. This is our largest indoor event space. It's about 2,200 square feet. Today we're actually setting up for Steinbrenner High School's faculty end of the year party. And this is the second time they've hosted with us. And you know, given the circumstances of what's going on in the world, we're definitely happy to have them today, and we're excited for them to be with us. So they're actually going to be a little bit on the heavier side in terms of capacity. They're going to have over 100 people attend this event today. That always makes me a little nervous. I think our sweet spot is more in like the 80, 85 person range. So that's what we can accommodate, or that's how we sell our weddings to our clients. Just for, you know, for space for dancing, DJ, photo booth, cake, you know, and any other vendors that you want to bring in. I really feel like our max for the space is 80. It's really, as you can see, like a blank canvas. We did do some custom millwork up in the rafters there. It's definitely a very industrial look up here, exposed rafters. This bar was custom built for the space. To me, it's the highlight of the room. We have beer on draft here. So we have 6 taps available during your event. And we're also a full bar. So wine and cocktails available as well. We just added the shades yesterday, actually. Because where the sun's situated, it's great for natural light, but it really heats up the room. And especially this time of year, to keep things cool and comfortable, we decided to add these shades. Also, it makes it, you know, a little bit more affordable without having to do pipe and drape, unless you wanted to do that, of course. So in terms of ceremony setup, there's a couple different options. Most of our couples have set up their arch or their backdrop for ceremony on this wall. And then of course, everyone would either enter on one of these two sides and sort of make like a U-turn entrance. If you don't want to do that and you really want to capture that moment of surprise, then you can set up either on this wall or on this wall, and then still come in one of the two entrances and kind of just make like a big L. But these are our tables and chairs. We have quite a bit in inventory as far as tables and chairs. Rounds are always going to get you, as most of you know, get you the most seats, but we also have a few farm tables in inventory that I'll show you in the other space. Any questions about Brewers Hall before I take you over to the cellar room? No? Okay. All right, so this is another entrance. This is always the preferred way to get people in the door. That way you don't have to park up front and walk all the way back. We don't have reserved parking for events, but we do shuttle our team over from Sam's Club up the street to create a few more parking spots for our guests. But this would be like the events entrance where you would come in for the wedding. And then in here we have the cellar room. So it's a separate meeting space. It's an interior room. It's about half the size. It's definitely intended to rent out, but as you can see, it's sort of become mostly storage, mostly all of our things that we have to use for events. So it can all be cleared out, of course, if it's rented, but at the moment you see this is mostly what it's used for. This is also the space where bride can come in and sort of stay out of the way and keep hidden before the ceremony. We'll set up like a small table for the couple if they see each other before the ceremony, or just bride, officiant, and maybe a couple family members to sort of hang out before it's showtime. So these are the farm tables that we have. And then we also have these really cool barrels that my dad built for us on wheels to kind of just dress up the room a little bit. Brewers Hall in the other space. So holding room, a nice place for vendors to sort of put their stuff and kind of collect yourselves before you go back out into Brewers Hall where the guests are. So we could do a welcome table right here in the hallway. This is also where like a great place where you should put seat assignments, guest book sign in, anything that doesn't necessarily need to be in the room can go here in the hallway. Where we have the black tables is usually where we set up buffet if it's a buffet dinner, unless the planners or the couple feel strongly about moving it someplace else. This happens to be where we can maximize the most space. If sweetheart table and ceremony is taking place here in the middle of the wall, then we'll put the DJ over here in this corner. So that's this space. And then after ceremony, we go outside for cocktail hour. So out here we have about 7,500 square feet of space with the patio and the beer garden. What we do for cocktail hour is basically from like right here over to the right, we block off, set out a satellite or mobile bar, and do past hors d'oeuvres and cocktail hour out here. So we'll situate the tables a little differently. We'll include some high tops. We'll keep the sofas if they want them. If not, we'll move them somewhere else. And pending good weather, it's a really nice spot to kind of recharge and get a drink and kind of chill out before the reception starts. Another great photo op is our beautiful mural that was spray painted by a really talented artist named Whitney Halburn. Her tag's up there. And this incorporates all the different can art that we use on a lot of our more popular beer options. So I love this part, and I think it makes for great pictures. So just like the restaurant question, the patio is also public space, not reserved, unless, of course, like I was saying, there's a venue buyout opportunity. And that's mostly only been done so far with corporate events that we've done. But it's always an option for weddings as well. So I'm going to head back inside because it's starting to heat up a little bit more. But I am available to answer any questions you guys might have.
Amanda, I just shared in our chats your packages and FAQs packet. So anyone who has that or anyone who wants that can get that. And then I also put your email address as well. So if people have follow-up questions, they can contact you with that. When it comes to, obviously you guys do in-house catering. And I have to say, I was really blown away by the food when I went up there for an event, and the food was really, really good. You necessarily maybe wouldn't expect that from a brewery, but the menu was amazing and very elevated. It wasn't just like your typical, like normal brewery type of food. It was very, very good. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your chefs?
Yeah, thanks, Anna. I really do think a lot of the reason why we get return business, has a lot to do with our food and our quality of food. We do operate out of the same kitchen as our restaurant, so that can get kind of crazy, but we do have a chef, Chef Jose Cepeda, who comes from a banquets background. He worked at Busch Gardens for many, many years and is used to catering, hundreds and hundreds of people in one event. So he does a great job. We really do have a wide variety of hors d'oeuvres and buffet options. And also we have the ability to get creative and customize the menu. If the bride really wants lobster mac and cheese, we really don't carry lobster mac and cheese or lobster anywhere on the menu, but if that's what she wants, we can make that happen. We have lots of flexibility in terms of menu options and removing things, adding things, and we do offer a complimentary tasting for up to 2 people. That's something that we try and book out 4 or 5 months in advance of the wedding if we can. Just like another guest of yours was saying, we have some couples that are like, yeah, we just decided we're going to do this in a couple months, and we offer tastings on every Monday, so we can get that scheduled. But yeah, I love when I go to an event, it doesn't have to be a wedding, but I love when I go to an event and the food's actually really good. It's a nice treat. We don't really do desserts in-house. We partner with a local baker, Ashley Pelham with Rustic Bliss. I don't know if you guys know her, but she's great. And so she does a lot of our desserts. And then of course you can bring in a wedding cake.
Very cool. And when it comes to kind of preferred vendors, are you still putting together your preferred vendor list? Is it kind of pretty set in stone? Just for anyone here who maybe wants to learn about how to get on that preferred vendor list?
Yeah, I really don't like limiting ourselves or our clients in that way. Obviously, we have our favorites, just like everybody does. But since we've been open in October and started doing weddings in January of 2021, there hasn't been a single vendor that I wouldn't mind or welcome referring to clients. So if we've worked with you and this is a venue that you don't mind coming to and that you want to sort of expand your client base with, and you have good reviews from other clients, I'm happy to refer your business. So no preferred vendors. I do have a list going of just vendors that we've worked with in the past. If we haven't worked with you, then like either on a styled shoot or for an actual event, I wouldn't necessarily recommend you, just because I kind of want to see the work first and make sure that we're all on the same page there. But I really don't I really don't try and limit the vendors at all in that way.
And speaking of styled shoots, if anyone would want to do a styled shoot at your venue, are you guys open to that, or how does that work?
Yeah, definitely open to it, and welcome all of the participants. June's picking up. Well, June has picked up. I mean, we're already in June pretty much. So July and August, it looks like we are slowing down a bit. We have a couple weddings planned, but definitely not as busy as we've been in May and June. So if you guys have the availability and you have some ideas for this space, I know Olivia, who couldn't be here today, she's our event coordinator. She's wonderful, and she says hi, but we have another event tonight, so she's coming in a little later tonight, so she missed this tour. But we have some really cool ideas that we've been like begging our clients to consider. It just hasn't happened yet. So if you have the availability for July or August, and you have some ideas for the space, and you're interested in, building that relationship with us, please reach out to me. If Anna hasn't put my email in the chat yet, I'll go ahead and update that as well. But we're on Instagram. We're trying to build our page as best we can. We have a separate Instagram from the brewery, so it's just Florida Avenue Events, I think is the handle. And we're trying. We're still a pretty new place, definitely new in terms of events. But for the most part, the clients and the couples that we're receiving inquiries from are really looking for something on the intimate side. They use the word casual, but our events get pretty fancy for a brewery, and something unique. So I would say those are the adjectives that sort of describe our venue. And then of course we do rehearsal dinners, engagement parties, corporate events. We host seminars in this space. We have full AV. We have a drop-down screen and projector here and a wireless mic available. So that's something that's included in your rental. We have separate pricing for what we refer to as like our special events versus our weddings. So if you know somebody who maybe isn't looking for a wedding venue, but a venue for some other needs, just let me know.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have any other questions for Amanda before she wraps up the tour? And then again, as I said, if you guys look in the chat, her email's there, packages, FAQs, and then a link to their venue listing on Marry Me Tampa Bay. So you got tons of information to look over.
Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time to show the space. It's so impressive. It just really is. And I can't believe that you guys are able to convert an existing space to make it into what it is. I mean, you would think you custom built everything. It looks like it had a lot of thought put into it. So
thanks for the opportunity and your support, Anna. I can already tell, the benefits of joining even just in a couple of months. And a few of you I recognize, just from various events, but I'm really looking forward to getting to know the rest of the membership, and just thanks for the opportunity.
Awesome. Great. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.